been a few updates and a few changes on the car since the last video. It's debatable whether they're good or not, but they'll all come together. So was it today? Sunday, Friday. I spoke to who will affectionately be known as Dave the welder, and he said, "Can you drop the car off Monday?" So with the rally manifold on there, the new alternator on there, and all the other wiring and pieces and everything in there, so yeah, it can be done. So Friday night, spent a few hours, actually quicker than anticipated. I'm getting surprisingly quick at changing the manifolds over. So Friday night, put it all back to standard, and let's have a quick look. So having a quick look inside the car, you can see all of the, I still call it aftermarket wiring, we'll call it race wiring. Remove the race wiring because for the moment it's not needed, it's unnecessary, it's taking up room, can get damaged and just get in the way for Dave. So pulled that out, not needed, and one thing less for him to try and work around. And under the bonnet, back to what it was before. So really is one step back to take 2 steps forward. But had it running again earlier, so it's all running, all working. However, while out here, my brain always starts thinking, what can be changed, even if it's unnecessary. So I start thinking, what's in the way? The main problem was the firewall. Chop that out of the way, but it's also trying to get the new manifold past this. Not the new manifold will ever, or shouldn't ever need to come off, but make it easier for myself. So what I'm thinking, get rid of this. It'll open up a load of space. Main thing, the only thing that's for is bringing in fresh air from outside. So rather than having that, I've got the roof scoop. So I'm getting fresh air in through the roof scoop, so why do I need second fresh air? That will only be fresh air coming in through the fan. So if I've got fresh air coming in one entry, I can use the interior fan on recirc, almost use it like a race heater. So the only thing it'll be used for is either pumping air around the cabin or pumping hot air around the cabin. It doesn't necessarily need fresh air coming in through the outside. So effectively, is it needed? I'd say no. The chances of me sitting in traffic in this hopefully are slim. I'll never say never, because I'm sure it will happen at some point. But I'm thinking, if that's out the way, hard to see from that angle, let's try and centre up. What can do is, this is going at some point, but if we run the bulkhead almost round it, straight across, almost vertical, run it up to the scuttle panel, run it hard across, and then come in behind the manifold and air filter. Hopefully, that's the idea. Yeah, cool it back in there, that's about it. So that's the thoughts. Wiring fuse board is going, this is going as well. We're not at the moment, but it will do, which will open up more space. So there's ideas. The problem is I always have them at the 11th hour or after they've been done. However, I have had one good idea. Tyres for the new wheels. Ordered them, what day was it? Wednesday. Ordered from Driftworks. Great service as always. Put no rush on the delivery, so you expect maybe a couple of days. Okay, fair enough. So 2 days later, with an overnight sticker written on them, the tyres arrived for the new Team Dynamics wheels, which I had trouble getting from room stock because they went under. So I only had the rear wheels. Front wheels were sent wrong, so there was a whole palaver. Sorted now all 4 wheels and 4 tyres. So fitted one tyre and fitted that. So it fits much better in the arch now. A lot flusher. It could even come out further, but I don't want to push it. It's on a 40mm hub spacer on the rear. So yeah, it looks lovely. I need to get it outside. I only fitted it in the garage, only quickly, but I love them. The colour's actually grown on me even more, and the tyre size is 255 4017, so they actually sit bigger than the front and a lot wider. There's only one concern I've found with them, and we check the gap. It is, should we say, rather tight between the front of the tyre and the wide arch. There is clearance, but I need to see if, when I jack it up and let the wheels hang, will the wheel hit the arch? That's the last thing I want to do, is the wheel hit the arch at any point, damage the arch, crack the arch, cause all manner of problems with that, because it's a pain in the backside to start with. The body shop will quite happily admit the rear is almost now a clamshell with the arches bolted to the rear bumper, so it comes off in one piece. So it's basically on there until it's destroyed or problem, or yeah, it doesn't want to come off. They don't really want to take it off, I don't really want to take it off, so anything we can avoid. So it might just be a little trim on it, it might be sufficient, might not need it, we'll see. Bit of trial and testing, but one wheel on, looking gorgeous. Car ready to go to Dave, get the pedal box, mounts welded in, seat rails, crotch mount for the 6-point harness, firewall, possibly some extra bits I've found to pass on to him. He may like it, he may not. It's back! So after a few weeks away with Dave, having all the welding done, he's done a really nice job. He's pleased with it, I'm pleased with it, both got what we wanted from it. So let's have a look. We've now got the pedal box. It's not fully mounted at the minute, but shows you just how closer to the driver the pedals are compared to actually the originals. Don't think any of us realised they were going to be that much closer, but it worked. It will work. That's what Dave's done. Is he's been welding all the, call them rivets, bloody big rivets. Yeah, basically captives. That's the word. Captives. Welding the captives in, top and bottom. Typically this is the most bastard part of it, because right there is a fuel line running front to back. So bless Dave, he did his best, worked with it, I worked with him and got it done. So we did have it bolted in with all the pedals out, so it does work, they're all lining up. Also got the master cylinders on the pedal box. So going by the OBP website, got what we think we need. Now it's just sorting out the brake lines for that as well, and also where the reservoirs go under the bonnet, but also got the clutch stop sorted, because that actually came without a clutch stop on it. So that's sorted on that. Easiest bit to show you is over in the passenger side. So originally had all the original mounts in there for the factory seats. Had that removed, drivers and passenger side, and would say weld in seat rails, but they bolt in. So weld in mounts, bolt in rails, and also in the floor, 2 holes for the crotch strap, so can go from 4-point harness to 6-point harness. Mainly driver's side for now, but also put them on the passenger just in case we want to convert later. With the driver's side though, actually found out I made a bit of a mistake. I've actually had my side mounts mounted the wrong way round for the past 2 years. So had this on the front when that's meant to be on the front. So got it back from Dave, swapped it round, and luckily it fits perfectly. So on the frontmost hole on the side mount, gives me that much clearance at the top of the seat, so I've got plenty of room to go forward, but moving the seat backwards actually gives me more space to get to the pedals as well. So will work nicely with the pedal box. Currently on the standard clutch I'm on tiptoes, so it's gonna work perfectly, hopefully. No, it'll work out, but yeah, so pedal box welded in, seat rails welded in, mounts for the harnesses welded in. There was a little bit of repair where I'd done the front arches. No comment on that. It was a hobby welder. Did the job at the time. Biggest decision though is under the bonnet. Well, one of the biggest decisions. Was going to get him to make up a firewall to replace the standard one that I'd cut out. Actually decided, nuts to it, we won't bother. So what I'm going to do, leave the air intake off, put plate over the hole where the air intake would go, and just trim back and tidy it up. Saves time, effort, money, being one, plus with the metal part there, it will stop, God forbid, any fire coming in, or certainly slow it down. And for fresh air, I've got the roof scoop, so fresh air in there, recirc hot air, and that'll work.